Hi.
Yep. We're streaming. Yes.
Hello to everyone on the stream. We are waiting for the people to join now, and we will start at 3.
15. Yeah, we will start at 3:15. Thank you for waiting.
Thanks for waiting, and see you in 8 minutes. So it's time to start, and I would like to say as well that we have some other remote people with us as well because we're streaming this event. So at the same time, if you have any questions towards the end, and also to the streaming people, if they have any questions towards the end, we can answer them through the chat that is out there. So first of all, welcome everybody, and also people on the stream. Thank you for being here today with us for that presentation. And so most of you may have been familiar with student teams, or maybe you have already been part of some already. These kinds of teams, they have a target to engage, make students more interactive with their community, and put forward plans for better quality of life and academic experience overall when we're talking about student teams in the universities. As students, we have experienced some key problems in the student community that particularly focuses on what happened next and what should I do now in general, which is a feeling that is diffused throughout the students. One of the prominent major issues is that there is what we can call the action threshold, which for students is like the bare minimum to take action and actually start doing stuff. And after talking and getting encouraged from potentially people from older generations or from already experienced people, they can see basically that some of the tasks are a simple matter of action and patience. So if we can call it like that, the virus that resides in almost all of us throughout is the uncertainty of what and how to do it. Well, student teams actually are the right place for that, because through the eyes and the experience of its members and the numerous events throughout the year, participants get to see, let's say, the light at the end of the dark tunnel, but this light is stemming from within them. So, and it's supported by the environment, which the environment can be created by the student team. So with having all that in mind, today here we present basically a new student team here at CIMEC, and it's a place for you who are the students. The PIs, they have a supportive great role that they can also get engaged into such a community. And this student team is actually Brainode, as you may have already seen from the emails and the social media that we have. And Brainode stands for research, brain, first of all, brain, research, initiative, and network of open discourse and education. Those are very important because they transfer and they transmit the values that this team aspires to and tries to get into the community. It is a student-initiated and a student-driven team that started at CIMEC, but as you can already see, it's not bounded by its physical location. Like, for example, we have the stream, and students from other communities can join as well. For example, in Osnabrück, like people who are from CIMEC and they go there for a double degree and stuff. So we can also engage other people from the outside. With that, we aim to create a vibrant and stimulating community, and above all, an inclusive one for students, and to tackle the issues that we said before. And people from outside the science field also have a place too. We will see later how when we present the operation of the team actually. So we want to create the right critical mass of students, of like, let's not call them students, but let's call them like thinking people, that this critical mass can spark the self-sustaining chain reaction that lasts indefinitely, ideally, and boasts creativity, inspiration, and engagement throughout the student community. So So far, we've explained and introduced the team and what is like all the vision and the aspirations of it. And how do we tackle these seemingly complex problems and plans and ideas? Well, here is why we're here, and like students like you actually are part of all of this. All these parts that we'll discuss and the plans and the future ideas, obviously they're not possible by only the two members that you see on the stage right now. They are possible by just creating the whole environment and engaging students to bring them and realize them. So pay attention to the following ones, and probably you will like them a lot. So pay close attention to that. And just for the few of you that you're here and the ones that are watching on the stream, I don't know how many they are. Let's start by describing what events will help us to create and, let's say, envision and realize this aims that we have. To start with, we're planning to host a hackathon, an open neuroscience hackathon actually, right here at CIMEC, and this is planned towards the end of April or the first week of May. This aims to generate novel ideas around open neuroscience and first and foremost also engage the students in a very interactive environment, in an environment of brainstorming, in an environment of trying to discover what they like from that. And this event actually needs, of course, you as people to help and organize. After that event, what we plan as well is towards October 24 to host a student-driven conference. Student-driven conference means it's organized by students and it's targeted to students. What do we mean by students? Students are from bachelor's, master's, and PhD. The main focus of this conference is to build a trusting and engaging community and give those people that are participating there the pivot ground to develop and learn their soft skills, their hard skills that afterwards they will need to have in order to be able and survive, let's say, like that in the outer world, either in academia or in anywhere else. These are the main recurring events that we have planned so far.
But we are not stopping here, actually. We have more stuff to do. So we are hosting or we are organizing a journal club where you can present interesting paper that you want to present in the team so that we can build a not very, but advanced academic knowledge. And also, most importantly, we will have a great discussion skills throughout there. The discussion also through the project of your thesis and internships, there's a space for you to vent out what you have from this demanding task. And also, you will get to know other people, how they suffer or they go through with their issue, that you feel like you're not the alone going through all this. To keep the wheels of the team running around the clock, we will have an intermediate content creation, so-called we call core streams. The core streams is actually social network post, blog post, YouTube, and more that we'll bring from the members. So here's our statement that we are saying that outside of neuroscience community students can also join because the creativeness is what we are aiming for from these contents. The graphic designer, script writer, video editors, or more, they will come and they're invited to join this content creation. The content creation is aiming for filling the gap in between the neuroscience community and outside of that, the public, general public. We want to deliver neuroscience knowledge to them. Not only that, but telling them that neuroscience can be easily explained. Also, what we are going to do is, throughout this content creation core stream, is we communicate with scientific community, other different kind of scientific community, to fill the gap in between neuroscience, because this is how neuroscience is. Okay, so how all this relevant to you?
Well, as we said already, student teams can potentially be the catalyst of a vibrant and engaging community. And also from personal experience, little are the cases that people join the student team and they just left with disappointment. This is not to say, obviously, everything is so easy, and obviously, all journeys have their rough seas, and either initial times, intermediate times, or actually any time in between is going to be both hard and easy. And this is going for everyone who will join in this journey, actually, to make this things possible. So while these difficulties and this whole big events, they seem large, it's only through the engagement of the community that we can bring them forward and have the individual benefit and also the community benefit as well. So the main question of why are we here today and having this presentation is I will ask and answer that question with two more questions. So one is like, are you a student? And second is like, are you inspired, get motivated, and encouraged by this presentation? Then actually the target is you, if both were yes to that question. And you only with this power, with us being the team, we can bring this plan forward. So if you're interested and you want to make these things possible, then join us. And by joining us, we will start creating we will start with a hackathon. And these are the immediate steps that we need to take for having the hackathon actually and realizing it, and with the final aim to have the conference in 2024, October 2024. So the only thing that you need to do right now is just for those ones who are here, you can scan the QR code and go on our website. Or those ones who are in the stream, just follow the links and you will have the same view of our website. Thank you very much for
Thank you very much.
your participation.
So if you have any questions or suggestions, anything is what we are looking for. And also from the chat, from the streams.
Yeah, from the chat, if there is any question or comment that you need to add, we are here.
Part of public relations, say. So you have something in mind, you have something in mind like promotion in other departments or other stuff like this? Or
For what? For the team in general?
no, the part that you were you should reach the general public.
So that's the content creation actually that we are doing is like, of course, the content creation needs a platform that is already exists. For example, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn, YouTube, those things that we can reach the public. For the scientific community that what I mentioned is also through there, because there are also many, let's say, Instagram like channels, like YouTube channels or Instagram accounts that they are already doing this. We will contact by producing our own products. Exactly. Yes. And if you're asking that how can we drag the outside people for those kind of events or what to the Brainode, that will be the official launch that we will have in October. So this is, as you know that already, is early launch that we are asking to you to join for the events and the actual official launch that will held in October. Exactly. Any other questions? Yes. Yeah, so the hackathon conference, those are main events that can give the engagement that we are not limited to the only neuroscientific student, but like we're asking for any kind of students who are interested on open neuroscience. Does it answer to you?
And the engagement part, you mean the engagement in the team or the engagement outside of the team? Yeah, so the organization, the specific organization of the how this whole team will operate, we will we will have a meeting for anyone interested. They can like you also, for example, can fill out the form, and in the following week we will have a meeting to explain how the internal organization will be. The events like the conference and the hackathon by themselves, they are big. So big means time and time of preparation. They happen once, they take 2 days or something, but before they need months of preparation. So during those months of preparation, the people who are inside the team, the engagement is that. The engagement outside of the team, actually the network of the team and the rest of the community, first of all, the goal is for them to join those events, to create a momentum through those events. So students, they can join the conference, they can join the hackathon, and they can get the benefits from there. On top of that, the students that are inside the team, they can create what we said, for example, for the journal club, there is one idea which students of all levels, could be from PhD, it could be from master's, it could be anything. They can, for example, review a paper and have like write posts around that like every month or something. So those specific aspects, we can discuss them during the meeting, the initial meeting of the actual like the first meeting of the team. But these are the very highlighted, outlined plans.
There's also a question in the chat that asking for when will be the hackathon, that we have fixed date. Actually, we don't have fixed date, but we are planning for end of April or beginning of May. This can be also be fixed when our organization is ready. Any other questions here?
Fixed date is not, but once we have a date, it's going to be announced throughout everywhere where you can follow. Is there anything else?
Yes.
But is there something unique? What we organize here routine and for neuroscience, revenue divided by to see whether it's have a comparison.
Similar initiatives, when we say similar, we need to define also the similarity, but like so similar initiatives in, let's say, the core values, the vision and stuff like that, we can claim that we are unique because every initiative around that these core values, they have different purpose. But on the actions, this is not unique. On the actions, there are initiatives around neuroscience and non-neuroscience also, that they do have conferences, they organize hackathons, they have other events as well. Our inspiration and how we made these events and how we thought about them, it came through what we said, like we found those. So the initial idea was very blatant and so vague, but then we started feeling those differences inside the community. And it came actually from how can we engage every student in a big way and basically provide the vehicle for them to have these, let's say, skills that are missing easily without being exposed to the real conditions, if I may say like that. And to just end this note, what I'm saying, so for example, we have a student conference. When you go to a conference out there and you want to present your thesis and stuff like that, your thesis might not be, for example, presentable into a real conference, but it's very much presentable here. So you're able to get exposure on how it is to present in a public, how it is to get questions from the public, and how it is to interact with people. Also creating a small network from just your peers out there. I'm not talking about higher networks and like PIs and so on, just networking with your own peers and knowing what the other one does, what the other does, and slowly basically building your future, if you will, in an easier way and in a more, let's say, smoother way, not easy, if not easier, through a conference like that. This is what I'm saying. So basically, what the students typically have as a problem, in general, let's not define a specific problem, but what is the emergent problem that students may have inside of the community, let's say. For example, we said about the conference that it's not easy for them. Sometimes they have all this anxiety and so on, and they don't perform or they don't know. This is our aim, to lower this threshold of difference and make things smoother. So if we may say in that way, the whole vision is basically to make a community of people who are able to have productive discussion, people who can think but not just be followers, and people who have a smoother entry into the academic world. This is our vision. Driven by themselves, who are themselves the ones that they have their issues. Yeah. So having the what I've described of the vision and so on, it's an abstract way. So we need ways to make this happen. The ways to make this happen is, first of all, the hackathon that we said in the conference. So what you mentioned, I will not say 3 years, I will say 5 years even. If we have those fixed events, and fixed events, I mean the hackathon and the conference, which by themselves, they are big events, especially the conference. We're not only targeting, ideally, to have the conference for just the CIMAC community. It can be for students in neuroscience that can join from every other place. Trento, Bolzano, anywhere they can join. It's also among us, like for example, in the hackathon, it goes the same. For some hackathons, even people from CIMAC here, they went to other places to join hackathons. So the hackathon is the place where you can discover yourself through just brainstorming, seeing different stuff, quickly seeing stuff and so on. And the conference is where you can get the experience of discussion, of presenting, of finding other people. So in 5 years, if those events are established well, they have big participation not only from students of CIMAC, but from students in cognitive science in general. I'm not going to say from where, but in cognitive science in general. And this can make them more engaged also for their own studies, not only to just join the events, but they make them more engaged for their own studies because they will have more motivation to do stuff. Then that's what we consider a success. Anyone, exactly. we already have the support of other PIs as well, through asynchronous means, which is like email. Email is the greatest mean of communication, by the way, just to say it out loud there. Yep.
And one thing, see that these things will soon to manage to them and sounds great. And they should get a G-rank, then as a couple of years. Then you move on, right?
Yep.
Teach somewhere.
So that's the, yeah. So what we are actually, this is student team. So when you're not student, when you're like after 5 years, for me, like let's say after 10 years, I might not be a student. So still, when you join this Brainode, you are student and you have this as student mindset and to move everything forward. There, we are putting as a point. We are still, if you're move on to a different level and you're not student anymore, still you're the member. And this is how you play a role there. Exactly. Exactly.
You keep your membership as an advisor in that sense. So after you've reached a specific level, it's also detrimental for the already existing students to have this slack of yours being 5 years there, for example, and influencing. You can be an advisor, but the active community is driven solely by students. And actually, to be a little bit more specific on the internal operations of the team, so these are, let's say, planned so far on how this will happen. So let's say the member joins. After joining, the member undergoes the necessary training that needs to go for the team. For example, platforms that we use, the way we communicate, the events that we have, how we organize, how the team is organized. It's not training about any skills or it's just specific to the team. Then, after that, if they are motivated, if they align to the vision, if they see themselves they can take part in, then they can become engaged to the what we are doing. I'm talking about the members that are actually bringing forth these ideas, not joining from the outside. So then these core, it doesn't have to be like, obviously, if it's 1 year, it's too low. But from the idea of having both masters and PhD, we can have an average stay of a student, for example, of 2 years. 2 years is quite a bit of time, actually. And through that period, there is also the handover transition period where we always know the expiration date of someone there as a student. So we take care of that in order to get what they have, what they are, let's say, what they have as tasks and so on, to pass them, and also the philosophy to the next ones, while they can remain as advising, or they can just live their lives without ever caring about Brainode again. So the student-driven and the student-initiated and so on, it will stay forever with advisors from the future. Because ourselves, in let's say in 10 or 15 years, and Brainode still exists, we may be professors ourselves. So are we gonna have an influence there? No, but people can ask stuff to us. So that's the whole idea. Of course.
Yes.
There is also the possibility that chain opens a pleasure of the degree, which should be 3 more years average student. So,
Yeah, in general, but given that we're not targeted only to CIMEC, bachelor students can also join from like even DIPSCO. And yeah, exactly, yes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you need a mic?
So that's one information that's hackathon is kind of like a scary time almost. Like definitely I wouldn't have to stay with the hackathon. I would assume it's like a computer scientist thing or something.
Yep.
So maybe what how that can be like maybe more like approachable to the student.
So this is like what we'll use as a platform, like advert promotional videos, post. What we were trying to explain that, yeah, we use the word of hackathon. So because it also exists that we also have this kind of features that for programming, making let's say features out of it. But main core is open neuroscience. That's what we want to deliver even before the hackathon start to people outside or from our promotion.
So it's an open neuroscience hackathon. It's not a hackathon for open neuroscience, if you get the difference. It's the word by itself, it's very scary. But it's also very difficult in society as well to remove stigma from words and from from things. So you need to name the event somehow because it has a specific character. In our case, it's like Open Neuroscience Hackathon because the idea of the hackathon will happen in that place of being or having people there hacking things together, like bringing forth ideas. And our plan actually is like we will try for the promotion, we will try to make it as clear as possible, although not everyone can be can receive that way, as clear as possible that is not only for computational people. And here, I wanted to say one detail about the hackathon that is not set yet. We may have specific tracks of the hackathon, which would be one computational track and one track that could be around open neuroscience. So basically, you can have, let's say, data visualization stuff that maybe you can come up with something not needing to code. Maybe you can come up with just the idea of how to implement something, of a tool that you may think, of something else that you may think, but without implementing it. This is also very...
Changing name, it's like something like lunch slash.
I didn't hear the word.
Lunch?
Changing name, perhaps it would be like lunch slash or something, like something that implies some like a low commitment threshold as well.
Yeah, it will be good. It's nice feedback, that one. Yeah. 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 Thank you. Anything else? Can you check if there's someone? No, there's nothing.
Okay.
Okay, so our great audience here live and also our great audience back remotely, wherever you are. Thanks very much for the participation.
Thank you very much.
And